Guys, we have a baby. Welcome back to my channel, guys. We have Mr. Joseph Theodore with us today. He was born on October 6th. This is our 1 week update, and please forgive my voice. Basically, since I gave birth, my voice has been gone, or somewhat gone. I don't know why. It's just kind of gravelly and weird, so I guess something got bothered with that. So I'm going to do an actual birth story separately, but today I'm just coming on to do a quick 1 week postpartum update, because I'm hoping that if I can, even at least if I can record these, I don't know if I'm going to get them up, but if I can record it, at least I have this documented, because life goes so fast. And that's one thing I really regret about my first son, is that I didn't do much journaling or recording. And this is basically a video journal for me, because I don't have time to sit and write. And even if I did have time, I wouldn't, because I don't know, I just don't do that anymore. So yes, October 6th at 1:16 p.m. Mr. Joseph here was born, and he was born via cesarean section. We did trial of labor, so I tried for a VBAC, and it didn't work out. So you'll have to, stay tuned for my birth story so you can get the lowdown on exactly everything that transpired that led to another cesarean. He was 9 pounds 14 ounces, so he was basically 10 pounds, and he was 22 inches long. So he was giant. When they took him out, they were just like, wow, this baby's huge. And at his 48-hour, when he was weighed at 48 hours, he had lost less than 8% of his weight, because he just feeds like a champ. We're breastfeeding very successfully, and he latched on probably about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes after he was born. In the recovery room, he latched instantly and fed for like a good 45 minutes, hour and a half, on and off, just kind of one side to the other, one side to the other. And so yeah, he's been going like a champ ever since, which is good, because when you're that big of a baby, you need to eat a lot. He's almost like the size of an average 3-month-old baby, 2 to 3-month-old baby. So he needs to eat a lot more than 7-pound baby would need to eat. So he's doing good. He has lots of dark hair, as you can see. And, but not as much as his big brother. His big brother had hair like this long when he was born. His eyes are a lot lighter than his brother's. Josiah's eyes are black, like Isaac's. And his eyes were gray when he was born. They look like they might be turning brown now, but they have like my eyes. I don't know if you can see, but my eyes have a really dark gray ring around them. And then they're kind of like a green with a little bit of gold. And his have a really dark gray rim. And then we'll have to see what the inside iris changes into. So postpartum for him, as I said, he's growing like a weed. He is, we're done the meconium finally. And we're on to breastfeeding diapers, which is a nice change. He's actually a great sleeper. He usually sleeps for about 3 hours at a time, and then he is up for about 2 hours to feed. On and off during that whole 2 hours, he kind of just wants to keep eating. He'll interact for a little bit, stare at us, and be looking around, and then he wants to eat again. So we do a lot of feeding. Basically, I feel like breastfeeding is a full-time job, which is okay, because in my mind, you only get this tiny little time once, and then they're gone, and they're big, and they don't need you like that anymore. So I'm happy to be attached to him for 6 months exclusively. So I haven't tried pumping. I never pumped with Josiah, and I probably won't pump with him. I don't like pumping, and as I said, it doesn't faze me to be attached to him for 6 months. at all. So that's probably just what my life will be like, and I'll take him with me whenever I go for a while. If I ever go anywhere for longer than an hour or two, then I'll just take him with me. And because I was so successful with Josiah, I'm totally fine with doing it again. So yeah, feeding, he's doing great. Sleeping, he's doing so much better than his brother, who did not sleep at all. Like, he was up every hour, so it's really nice. He does take a soother. There's the only way he will actually sleep for longer than about 10 minutes. Otherwise, he just wants to nurse. A comfort nurse. He just wants to soothe himself, and I'm not a soother. When I need to sleep, I need to sleep. If I need to make food or whatever it is, I mean, I haven't had to do very much of that right now, but obviously I can't be just a soother all the time. So I did introduce the soother to him, and that is going, he doesn't love it, but he sure as heck likes it a lot more than having an empty mouth. So he will take it, and that is good. Postpartum for me, obviously, having a C-section is not the ultimate good thing, but because I had a really great labor experience this time, I labored till about 6 centimeters, and then it stalled, and so that's why I went for cesarean. It's the quick version. And so I never actually got to pushing. He never descended into the birth canal. He never descended onto the cervix even. So I never pushed. So I have no postpartum kind of healing that needs to happen in the nether regions. I'm totally intact. Nothing happened down there. So I just have my incision that needs to heal, and obviously my stomach muscles and all that kind of stuff that got completely destroyed because they were separated. So I feel okay. I mean, I don't feel great. Sorry, the light, I can see it's changing it out. I love natural light. I do, but I just hate that it changes so frequently in my video. So yeah, I just have that to kind of heal from, and I move slow and I can't really walk. I tried to walk to get mail because our mail is kind of like, I don't even know, maybe 50 feet from our door. It's on the street. It's like a group mailbox thing. And I walked to that, and I just felt that I'd die. I was just like, wow, I cannot do this. So apparently I cannot walk as much as I thought. It's going to be kind of a long recovery in that sense, because I have to, you know, work up the stamina of my stomach and everything. Yesterday my incision was kind of hurting, so I did actually use some lavender and copaiba on my incision. You know, I'm all essential oil psycho girl. So I was just like, I know this stuff works. Like, I have seen this work, and just like how when we started using the lavender on Isaac's burns, like, it's just amazing how quickly his skin started healing, because lavender is just, I mean, I just believe God gave us these things, these plants for purpose. So I think it's super awesome and cool to see how they work. So I put that on, and my incision feels a lot better today. So that's good, because it was really starting to hurt along the sides. They did a bigger incision than last time, and possibly because I could tell the baby was massive. So anyways, I had to stay at the hospital from, I got there Friday morning and labored, and then went into C-section, and then I had to stay until Monday, which was brutal. I just about died. The last night I had to upgrade to a private room because I was just like, I can't even deal with this. Like, staying in a hospital with a shared room with basically a fabric wall was horrible. It was horrifying. I hated it. I just, the person next to me, her baby kept choking, and it was like terrifying to me. I was just like, okay, if I have to stay another night, because they kept on saying I could go home. Like, they were like, oh, I think you can probably go home on Saturday, and then no, and then they were like, I think you can go home Sunday, and then no, and then finally I was just like, I'm going home Monday. Like, I don't care what you say, I'm going home Monday. And so Sunday night I was just like, I'm moving to a private room if one becomes available, and one did, so I moved. And that was the best night. Like, that I could have lived longer there. It was fine. Besides, I mean, sometimes you have good nurses and sometimes you don't, right? Like, some of my nurses, the one nurse made me try to wake him up for an hour and a half because she wanted him on a specific schedule. And he just, as I said, like, he has his own little schedule. Like, he kind of sleeps for 3 hours. He's up for 1 or 2. He sleeps for 3 hours. And she was just like, no, his schedule says he needs to eat now. And so she made me poke and prod and make him, like, cold, like unwrap him and make him cold and stuff for like an hour and a half trying to get him to wake up, and he wouldn't wake up because he's just very he has his own little rhythm. And I was like, lady, what is wrong with you? Why are you hurting my baby just to make sure that he eats, when his sugars and everything were flying, he was passing everything like fine. And so she was like, yeah, but it's kind of close to the borderline. And I'm like, but it passed, so just let him sleep. But then I had another nurse who went downstairs and got me ice cream. So gestational diabetes was over, guys, and I was craving the ice cream like no tomorrow, and she went and got me some. So I had good and bad experiences there, but it was sure nice to get home and just start our little family of 4 life together. And Josiah absolutely adores his brother. He pretty much smothers him with kisses all the time. Like, I'm like, dude, give the kid some space. I always loved getting new siblings. I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and I was happy that Josiah is just like me and that he's super, super stoked about it. And so we've been having a good time and just retired, and you know, it's kind of a steep learning curve to try to take care of 2 kids. But Isaac is healing a bit. He still has a long road ahead of him, and he can't stand or walk for long periods of time. So it's kind of fun. The biggest disappointment with the C-section was that I can't drive. I'm not supposed to drive for 6 weeks, and Isaac is not allowed to drive yet. So we're basically completely dependent on family and friends to get us places that we need to go. So that's a big bummer when you're like used to being like an independent family. It's harsh. It's a harsh reality to live with. This little man. Oh, this little man, yes. Oh, my little man. So yeah, his nickname is, we usually call him Teddy or Teddy Bear because of Theodore. But Joseph means may God increase. And I just think like we've had a pretty rough year. Those of you who know us, it's been a really rough year. And I just think it's cool that God can always take stuff and make it better and bigger, and it can all work out for your good. So that's why we named him Joseph, and Theodore means gift from God. And since we had tried to get pregnant for a couple years, and we wondered if it would, like, we had given up, which is why I didn't even pay any attention to my pregnancy symptoms at the beginning of my pregnancy, because I was like, apparently that's never gonna happen. But yeah, it did. So this is our little gift from God. So there's no belly shot to finish this off. I weigh a lot less now than I did at the end of this pregnancy, and it's crazy because all my clothes that I was wearing, because I could wear all my most of my non-pregnancy clothes unless they weren't stretchy at all, I could wear them all and basically until the kind of until like the last month. And yeah, they're all like huge on me because I'm like at least 20 pounds less than I was at the end of the pregnancy, and I was less at the end of the pregnancy than I was at the beginning. So it's crazy. This is our little first week postpartum update. As I said, I'm going to record these. I don't know when they're going to go up. Hopefully I can get this up this weekend, but who knows. It's absolutely gorgeous outside, so I'm hoping that maybe I can take a little tiny short 20-step walk because I just want some sunshine and be outside. Preferably with the pumpkin spice latte, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get one of those. They need to figure out delivery. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more. My little munchkin and me. And hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.